Okay, I think I got it. All right, so we're going to go over multiple problems and of a little bit higher intensity. We're going to build up to it though, so that when you do your IXL, you'll have no problems doing the IXL. Remember when you multiply that you add your exponents, but you don't add your coefficients. So if I had, for instance, 2x squared times 3x to the fifth, you have to first ask yourself, what are my bases? They're x. Are they the same? Yes. Therefore, I can add my exponents. But I'm going to multiply my coefficients. That would give me a 6x to the 7. Everybody clear on that? If I had a 10x negative 2 over 2x to the fourth, I would have to divide the coefficients, which is 5. Then I would have an x to the negative 2 minus 4, because you subtract, giving you 5x to the negative 6 for right now. Negatives are not allowed. We will fix them tomorrow. For today, we're not going to worry about it. One thing at a time. Are there any questions with those two examples? Okay. Well, those of you that are tired and sleepy today, I'm getting ready to wake you up. Okay? Who was it yesterday that sat? Did you sit there yesterday? Was you sleeping yesterday in my class? You know you were. Don't be looking away from me. Okay. This is what you're going to encounter.
Write this down.
Yeah, I would. That is what you're going to find on IXL. And I'm going to tell you how to go about doing this. It's really very simple. After everybody gets it written down, I'll wait for you to get it written down.
Rocket science.
So you're still going to make sure that you're adding the exponents of the bases that are the same. You're adding the exponents of the bases that are the same, but the coefficient, you have to perform the operation at hand. The operation at hand is multiplication. 2 times 6 is 12. Once you get that done, then what I want you to do is listen carefully. I did this with third, and they still had a lot of questions when they did IXL. Go ahead and write all of your variables down, leaving a little bit of space for an exponent. We have an x, we have an m.
What's at the end from the first one, top? What's that?
What's
Top.
what?
Top to the right. What's that?
That?
No, to the right.
What's that?
No, like always to the right.
That's a q. Okay. We have an x, we have a 12, we have an x, we have an m, we have a p, we have an r, an s, and a q. Write down every variable that we have.
Where were you getting Q from?
The very end, but you just asked me what it was.
It doesn't have to be on both sides?
You can't. It's only on one side. I mean, you're only going to write it one time. Each variable you write in one time. After you do that, then we're going to go back and add. So let's look at our x. We have an x, 2, and a 1. It's understood 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. We have an m1 and a 1 here. That's an m squared. We have a p3 and a 1. That's a p4. We have an r3 and a negative 1. That 3 plus negative 1 is 2. We have an s negative 2 and 16. What's 16 plus negative 2? 14. We have no q on the left, but I do have a q over there, which is a 1, so I'm just going to leave it q. That is the answer. It's quite simple, really. You just have to take your time.
I did all this in 8th grade. I just didn't remember it.
Yeah? Where'd you go to school in 8th grade?
Highland.
And they taught you this in 8th grade? Okay.
What happened to low here?
Good.
I somewhat remember doing that.
Okay. So I'm going to put another one up here, and I'm going to allow you the chance to do it. Okay?
Winner gets
Has everybody got this? Anybody got questions on this? Everybody's good. Okay.
Is that a Q or a G?
That's a Q. A G looks like this.
Oh, that's an R on the right side of it, right?
That's an R. That's an S. This is an X, M, Q. Let me make that Q better. Go ahead and take a minute, try to do that. And do it the way I showed you.
Do the letters have to be in a specific order?
Yeah, if you were in the first one.
Because the P and the Q are switched.
That's right, I did that on purpose. They do not. They can be however you want them to be.
That won't anyone
Won't make a difference. Won't. If you were doing, well, they would be multiple choice. No, just roll with it. No. I always go with all the letters in the same order on the left side, and then if I have anything to add to it because the right side, I'll add it at the end. That's how I do it. So I'd have my X, M, P, Q, R, S is how I would have my variables. Have you got it done already?
Got it.
All right. So I'm going to start putting the answer up here. I'm not going to call it out. So if you're still working, you don't have to hear me. If you've already finished, you can watch and see if you got it.
I put 13.
Wait,
in mine.
hold on. What? Why is it in front of the X? Because you have to multiply the 3 and the 4. The coefficients.
I got 13
You got 13 for what?
for P.
For P, you've got a 1. Hold on, let me get a different color.
I put 12. There's 12 in my P.
You have a 1 there, and you have a 12 here, and 12 and 1. Why do I have a negative 1? Oh, because I looked at the Q. Hold up, guys. I messed that up.
I thought I was on.
Yep. No. It looks like I made a mistake. So that happens too. So P1 and 12, that's 13. Hey, I tripped myself up doing what I tried to trip you guys up with. In fact, it got me instead. And a Q, -2, and -2 is a -4.
Yeah, you had that
I had them backwards. But I did that on purpose to trip you guys up.
right. I'm too good.
And it got me.
I'm too skilled.
Did everybody get that right? You understood that?
You're
Who said no? Okay, so you don't understand any of it?
It's really simple.
I got you.
Okay. So you know we're multiplying because of this right here, right? You know we're multiplying.
Yes.
And you know the difference in a coefficient versus an exponent.
Yes.
So since we're multiplying the two coefficients. That's how I got 12.
Oh.
Okay? And then after that, I told you to write down every variable you have. So I start with all these. X, M, P, Q. X, M, P, Q. There's an R and S. RS. Then I look over here, and there's nothing extra. So that's all of them. After that, then I tell you go back and start adding your exponents. With X, you have a 1 and a 2. That's how I got X3.
Where's the one?
It's understood, honey. It's understood. You're not going to see it there, but there's an understood 1 if there's nothing else there. It's there. It's understood. Okay? So 1 and 2 is 3. Then you have an M with an understood 1 and another one over here with an understood 1. That's how I got an M2. P1, P12. That's how I got a P13. Q negative 2, Q negative 2, Q negative 4. R16. Where's my R? Oh, I don't have another R. I only have that R. Don't have an R over here, so I just leave it 16. S1, S18, that's how I got 19. Do you understand now? And if you don't, you can go back and watch this video when it gets up too, okay? All right, now the only other thing, because the IXL wants you to keep the negative exponents, which that's illegal. So after today, it won't be allowed. Today we're doing it. But the only thing they didn't do, and you're going to get wrong, if I have this.
Write this down as well.
I would. I'm going to make it kind of a small one. I'm just showing you for IXL purposes, because I don't want every time you get one wrong with IXL, then it's going to shoot you down, bring your score down. So I don't want you to get one wrong only because you're not understanding how they want you to put it in. All right, so on this one, well, I'm going to let you guys do it. You guys go ahead and do it first. Let me go get my other computer. You do it, and we'll see how you do. Ariel Potter said someone. Okay. So if you were on IXL doing this problem, you're still going to multiply your two coefficients. That gives you a 4. You're going to write your variables down. X, M, P. Are you with me? Okay. X2 plus an understood 1 is 3. M is 0 and 0 is M0. P negative 3 and 8 is P5. I had the kids putting that in IXL, but IXL doesn't like that because what did I tell you? Anything to the 0 power equals? 1. So if you have something to the 0 power, it's gone. Don't put it in. You're left with 4x cubed P5.
Just don't put it at all.
Don't put it in because it means it's 1. It equals 1. And it's multiplication. 1 times 4 is still 4.
That's fine.
Huh?
That's fine. Couldn't see your computer.
Okay. So I'm going to shut the video down for right now so I can get